No.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, no.
At 57 years old, Joe Rogan has pretty much done it all. UFC commentator, actor, comedian, and former TV host. Except maybe opening a bakery? With all these things under his belt, the man has pretty much racked up a lot of money. And he splurges on extravagant things, like his bow collection, with one of the famous bows in his collection being the Hoyt Defiant bow. While it was said to have been bought for around $13,000 to $15,000, it's gone through radical customization and its current value is anyone's guess. But even an impressive bow collection is simply scratching the surface when it comes to the things Joe Rogan spends his money on. So strap in, because we're about to explore it all. From custom cars down to curated meals, here are the stupidly expensive things Joe Rogan owns. By the way, if you like videos like this and would love to see more like it, then go ahead and give us a like and subscribe below. Let's rewind the clock for a second. Back in 2000, Joe dropped his first comedy special, I'm Gonna Be Dead Someday. Then, from 2001 to 2006, he was the guy daring people to eat bugs and face their fears as the host of Fear Factor. After that, he went all in on stand-up comedy, releasing more specials and cracking jokes like it was his cardio. In 2009, Rogan launched the Joe Rogan Experience. By 2015, it wasn't just a podcast, it was the podcast, pulling in millions of listeners. Seriously, this guy's podcast is so popular, it could probably run for president and win. Spotify saw this and said, hey Joe, here's $200 million. Let's make this exclusive. By 2024, Joe renewed his Spotify deal for a jaw-dropping $250 million. So let's count again. Knockout success in comedy, sports, and of course podcasts, all racking up an estimated net worth of $200 million. With all that cheddar in his bank account, it's no surprise Joe splurged on maybe too many things, like a car collection of assorted wheels. From roaring American muscle to sleek European engineering and futuristic electric beasts, Joe's collection has seen it all. Let's start with his Tesla Model S P100D, a car so fast it should come with a warning label for your stomach. This electric beast rockets from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds, earning its reputation as one of the fastest production cars ever. Then there's his 2008 SharkWorks Porsche 997 911 GT3 RS, a California-tuned track weapon. With 500 horsepower and upgrades from SharkWorks that include custom suspension and HRE wheels, this car is all about precision and performance. As if the SharkWorks Porsche wasn't enough, Rogan also owns a 993 Gunther Works Porsche 911. One of only 25 ever made, this carbon fiber beauty is powered by a 4-liter flat-six engine and is air-cooled and custom-built. Joe's love for rare Porsches continues with his 1993 Porsche 964 911 RS America, one of only 701 ever built. This track-focused model is stripped down to essentials with no rear seats and minimal creature comforts. But with a 247 horsepower flat-six engine, it's all about pure driving pleasure. Think of it as the car equivalent of a strong black coffee. Simple, potent, and unforgettable. Switching gears to American muscle, Joe's 2021 Ford Raptor Hennessy Velociraptor is an off-road monster. With more than 1,000 horsepower, it is equipped with massive tires, upgraded suspension, and enough torque to tow a small city. If Mad Max ever needed a pickup truck, this would be it. For something even more retro, Joe owns a custom 1971 Ford Bronco Icon 4x4. This resto-mod blends vintage style with modern tech, featuring a roaring 5-liter V8 engine, bison hide upholstery, and a state-of-the-art sound system. Price tag? Around $200,000. Another rugged beauty in Joe's lineup is his 1995 Toyota Land Cruiser FZJ80 TLC 4x4, a supercharged off-road legend. With 560 horsepower, skid plates, and heavy-duty bumpers, it's built for survival. Whether Joe's tackling rough terrain or planning for the apocalypse, this Land Cruiser is ready for anything. Rogan also loves American classics, so of course he had to pick make it two. 1965 Corvette Stingray and a 1969 Chevy Nova. Rounding up the collection is a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda Sick Fish 2.0, a masterpiece designed by Chip Foose and Troy Trepanier. With a 750 horsepower Mercury 7-liter engine and custom suspension, It's a stunning blend of beauty and brawn. Here's a tip. If you ever find yourself in a conversation with Joe, just bring up cars. It's the safest way to get him talking for the next few hours. Plus, let's be honest, when you're worth millions, a garage full of dream machines is just logical. So where does he pack all these vehicles? His homes, of course. And Joe has a couple of impressive homes over the years. Let's go all the way back to 2003, when he snagged his Bell Canyon property for a cool $2.33 million. For 17 years, this 7,600 square foot estate was home base for Joe, his family, and probably a ton of kettlebells. It had all the trappings of celebrity luxury: spacious rooms, beautiful views, and enough space to escape California traffic by helicopter, probably. But in 2021, Joe said goodbye to California and sold the Bell Canyon pad for $3.45 million, making a tidy $1.12 million profit. Remember when Davy Crockett said, "You may all go to hell and I will go to Texas"? Yeah, well, Joe took it personally. He swapped Bell Canyon for a 10,980 square foot Lake Austin compound worth a jaw-dropping $14.4 million. Originally, the mansion had that early 2000s faux Mediterranean style, but thanks to its previous owners, the place got a serious makeover. Now it's rocking a sleek Texas modern farmhouse vibe with 8 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms, a sauna, a pool, a gym, a wine cellar, and a garage. It shows off a minimalist and industrial style with exposed concrete walls and high ceilings. Rogan's new neighbors now include business mogul John Paul DeJoria and Oscar winner Sandra Bullock, so you know he's in good company. So yeah, if his real estate is anything to go by, he's definitely doing Texas the right way. What's a man with millions to spare and a love for hunting to do? Set up a $1 million collection, of course. There's the Hoyt Defiant bow with an 80-pound draw and 27-inch draw length, which means it's strong enough to take down an elk or, a velociraptor if the situation ever arises. Word on the street is that Joe's endless passion for hunting and seemingly limitless budget led to extensive modifications, making his bow more tricked out than a video game DLC weapon. But there's more. Rogan's current favorite is the PSE Evo NTN33, a high-tech compound bow built specifically for him by bow wizard John Dudley. Equipped with a Spot Hogg Fast Eddy sight for pinpoint accuracy, a Carter Target 4 release aid so every shot is as smooth as his podcast intros, and a bee stinger stabilizer. We're not exactly sure how much he paid for the bow, but given Rogan's spending history, we're sure he rolled out more than a couple of grand for this one. Whether it's for protection or for fun, one thing's certain: Joe Rogan doesn't do anything halfway. Not bows, not podcasts, and definitely not his gun collection. First up is the TTI Pit Viper, a $7,000 masterpiece of engineering that's as close to a superhero's weapon as you can get. Made famous in John Wick 4, this gun is a fully custom-built 2011 pistol with features like a titanium hammer, a compensator to reduce recoil, and a trigger so smooth it feels like it's been buttered by angels. Next, we have the Genesis Arms Gen 12 SPM shotgun, a $3,000 powerhouse designed to obliterate anything in its path. This suppressed short-barrel semi-auto shotgun might sound like something out of a video game, but it's very real and very intimidating. Originally built for military breaching, it combines the ergonomics of an AR platform with the raw firepower of a 12-gauge. And then there's the FN 509 compact pistol, worth about $1,000, a sleek, reliable sidearm. Finally, there's the STI Combat Master 2011, another gun immortalized by John Wick. At $4,800, this 9mm pistol is a heavily customized marvel designed for competitive shooters. With a 23-round magazine and an uncanny ability to make you hit your target every time, it's no wonder Joe added it to his collection. He's said to have described the experience of firing this gun as spiritual, which, if you know anything about the man, sounds like peak Rogan energy. Regardless of all these, Joe's biggest investment might just be his own body. And let's be real, he doesn't do normal. First off, he has his personal gym housed in a 14,000 square foot warehouse. Why? Because apparently the idea of sharing equipment with sweaty strangers at a public gym just wasn't cutting it. Oh, and this warehouse isn't just for pumping iron. It also doubles as the set for his wildly popular podcast. This isn't just your run-of-the-mill home gym with a yoga mat and a pair of dusty dumbbells. Nope. Joe's gym is kitted out with top-tier equipment from Rogue and his very own Onnit brand. The man has even invested in a neck training device. Yes, you heard that right. A device just for training his neck. If you've ever looked at Joe and wondered, how do I get my neck swole like that? Well, Now you know. And after all those intense workouts, Joe likes to sweat it out in his personal sauna, which he cranks up to a whopping 200 degrees Fahrenheit. He's in there like 4 times a week, probably sweating out toxins and most likely brainstorming his next podcast guest. When it comes to what he eats, Joe isn't exactly swinging by the local burger joint. Nope, his diet is as Joe Rogan as it gets. His fridge is loaded with elk meat, and if you're wondering where he gets it, the man hunts for it himself. Elk meat runs about $18.90 per pound, so it's definitely not your average dinner fare. But for Joe, it's all about ethics and knowing exactly where his food comes from. Of course, you can't just throw some fancy elk steak onto a regular grill. That's why Joe uses the Traeger grill, which he calls the Tesla of grills. This thing is so high-tech it's app-controlled. Imagine setting the grill temperature from your phone while debating conspiracy theories on Reddit. Sounds like the dream, right? Now, even tough guys like Joe need recovery, and he takes it to the next level with cryotherapy. This is basically the part where you step into a cold chamber and freeze yourself like a human popsicle. Fancy, huh? And that's all we have on Joe Rogan. From early days as a stand-up comedian to becoming one of the biggest podcasters in the world, the man has certainly come a long way.